So the Titanic sunk 113 years ago today. Watch this video and I'll talk you through the links she had with the city. Now if you've watched the James Cameron movie, you'll notice that she has Liverpool painted on the stern as she sinks. The reason for that is the building behind me. That building, 30 James Street, used to be the headquarters of the White Star Line, who registered and owned the Titanic. This building behind me is how people actually found out about the disaster. Crowds of people gathered here to try and find out about the loved ones. You can imagine news didn't travel very fast 113 years ago, so someone had the horrible task of coming out on those balconies to the crowds of people and actually describing what had happened, and having to read a list of the deceased out to the families, waiting to find out whether they'd survived or not. About 10% of the crew of the Titanic were actually from Merseyside as well. Captain Edward John Smith, who went down with the ship, lived in Liverpool for over 40 years. The violinist on the ship who famously kept playing as the ship went down was Fred Clark, and he lived on Smithdown Road in Liverpool. The chairman of the Titanic was called J. Bruce Ismay. He was from Mossley Hill, and he ratted his way onto one of the last lifeboats and lived a life of shame. I assume this is who Billy Zane's character was based on in the film. The lookout of the Titanic was called Fred Fleet. He was also a Scouser, and unfortunately he didn't see the iceberg quick enough. They say if he'd had binoculars that night he might have seen it, and he survived the Titanic but was riddled with guilt and ended up taking his own life, unfortunately. The maritime history of Liverpool's wild. It's so fascinating, so it only makes sense that the most famous ship of all time would be linked to Liverpool so heavily. So rest in peace to the 1,500 people who lost their lives on that ship that night, and I'll see you next time.